Boom. Yeah, that's me. How's it going, guys? I'm back. Token Vaping here for your next flavor review. Now, as you all know, I am trying to shorten the amount of time that my videos take. So it makes it a little bit easier to sit and watch through. However, it does tend to take me a little bit longer to get through various flavors that I'm able to acquire from various companies. So just kind of bear with me. I try to keep everything on rotation going through. Now, I did take a few days off. Just had to deal with some things myself. So it did hold me up a little bit, but I do thank everybody for their understanding and their forgiveness, and I will get through this as best I can. So, with that, on to the flavor review. Now, I was able to acquire this flavor through a distribution company called Drip Club. Now, if you know anything about vaping, if you have anything to do with vaping, if you're involved in vaping, you've heard of Drip Club. They're one of the biggest and best uh, distribution companies that works with the vaping community on the market right now. They are based out of California, and they handle some of the top lines in the business that we know of today. Just to give you an example, some of them that they deal with is the Animal Unleashed line, Twonk, Milkman, Philip Rock, Modus, things like that. I mean, not to say that they don't think there are other flavors, good enough, but they do handle specific lines per their what they require and what they deal with directly. Pricing that they offer, through their company, is honestly they're really hard to beat, especially if you're a shop. A lot of shops that I know, that I've dealt with, that I talk to, they deal with them on a regular basis for various lines as well. So this was acquired through them. Check them out. Their website is dripclub.com, thedripclub.com. I apologize. They are on Instagram and Facebook as well. If you do, like I said, if you do work in a shop, if you own a shop, definitely check them out for any of your distribution needs as well. Definitely worthwhile. Great people to talk to as well. The flavor I'm doing a review on is called Little Dipper, and it is by a company called the Milkman Eliquids. Now, they have their own company, their own website as well. It is on their box here. It's the milkmaneliquid.com. They are also on Facebook and Instagram as well. I've been wanting to try this line for a while. I've heard a lot of good things about this line. I've been told, that the flavors were pretty on point. They were creamy, they were smooth, things like that. So I'm definitely excited to try this out and check it out. Now, this is the package it comes in. Looks like an old school milk carton, and it's really weird to say old school because I don't feel that old, but I remember when this was the norm for milk. Now they're all in the plastic jugs and everything else like that. But they used to come in the cardboard containers. It does have the flavor profile on one of the sides, I guess you could say. It's basically sugar cookies dipped in a fresh glass of creamy milk for your milky clouds, as it states there, and it is a 3 milligram. This is offered in a 0, 3, and a 6, and it also can be purchased in 30 ml bottle size as well. So it does have the warning and ingredient labeling, and then has a cute little puzzle thing on the back. I have seen a few of the other cartons, off the website, and they all have something a little similar, just kind of a throwback to when the cartons all had something advertised on it. There is the main company, the Milkman E-Liquid there. So I haven't opened it, and just to verify, this is the bottle, and it is fully bottle safety sealed all the way around. So this is a first vape first review, and as always, I do have a fresh wick all set and red for it, all set and ready for it. Excuse me about that. I am using my Texas Tough Cotton, which it just works really well for me. It holds up really well, easy to work with, but the main thing that I like about it is that it doesn't have a very strong cottony taste to it, especially on a first vape. So usually I can go straight into flavor, gives it a couple of good hits, and then I usually get 100% flavor from that. So it is a nice cotton to work with. I will put the link for that in the comment box as well. This is the bottle. It does say Little Dipper with the milk carton on there. On the side here it says bottled in sunny Los Angeles, California. It is a 30 ml bottle, a 3 nic with a max VG. It says fresh, pure, delicious for your milky clouds. Contains no milk, just in case for people to know that there is no actual milk in this. It does have the warning and ingredient labeling as well on this on the back side, right up in here. So apologize for the glare. So with that, we're going to go ahead and bust this open, and we're going to get to trying this out. If I can get the safety seal open, at least it tells you how durable this is. There we go. Sorry about that. And if you can't really see on here, but it is actually a plastic container, which is actually different. I'm not used to seeing too many in a plastic. Most of the ones I'm used to are in glass of some form, but it is kind of cool just for something different. Yeah, that's pretty much a sugar cookie smell. Not too sweet. I mean, you definitely know what it is by smelling it. I mean, you may not know that it's a specific sugar cookie, but you can definitely tell it's a cookie of some form. So it definitely has the distinctive smell that it should. Now, obviously, it's not going to smell like a chocolate chip cookie or anything like that. So, I mean, by process of elimination through most common cookies, you could pretty much guess what it is without knowing the flavor profile up front. Now, as far as the dipped in milk, obviously, you're not going to get that off the smell, just because, at least as far as I'm aware, a dunked cookie in milk doesn't really have a unique smell to it other than just kind of harder to smell what the cookie is because it gets masked by the milk a bit. But this definitely is a thick juice. As I'm wetting the cotton on this, you can definitely tell the consistency of this is solid. So it does say max VG. Now, honestly, all that really means mainly is just simply it's the most amount of VG that they'll put into this flavor before it starts to affect the flavor itself and then shy away from what they're trying for. So it's not 100% because obviously then there wouldn't be any flavor or anything in it. But you can definitely tell that that's definitely thick. So I'm going to guess it to be at least an 80-20. If it's a 75-25, I'd be really surprised going by the consistency of it. But I'm going to guess it to be around the 80-20 area. Got the pre-burn going. A couple more drops in there. Go ahead and pop my cap on. And as always, I'm vaping at 75 watts, and this is Little Dipper from the Milkman Eliquids that I was able to acquire through Drip Club. Okay, right off the bat, I'm impressed with how dense the clouds are. I mean, I've vaped some heavy VG liquids before, you know, and they've all had somewhat of a similar consistency, but just in the, and it doesn't really do it justice on film, but just in how dense and solid the clouds are, I mean, it's actually really kind of impressive compared to a lot of other ones that I've tried. So that's already a good plus. Definitely a cloud vape. Flavor wise, not a whole lot else I can really add to this. I mean, when they say that they take the time and emphasis and put it into making sure that their flavors are on point, they definitely are. This is the first flavor I've tried from the Milkman line, and I'm quite impressed with it. It says a sugar cookie dipped in milk, and you definitely get, now, some people may question the strength of the sugar cookie flavor. I don't believe it's meant to be an overabundant, right in your face. It's more of a mellow sugar cookie. So in my opinion, it tastes more like an actual homemade sugar cookie because they're not as heavy on the sugar aspect as they are on the cookie part. But it definitely has the creamy undertone of the milky finish. Now, what impresses me most about this flavor, it's not the actual vape, it's the exhale and the end of the vape. Now, if you've ever taken a cookie and held it in milk and held it there for a few seconds so the cookie moistens from the milk so that when you eat it, it's softened up, right as you hit the tail end of that and that last swallow that you take, you have that combination of a cookie and milk, but you get, it's almost kind of like a slight little punch of flavor right at the end. That's what I get out of this towards the end of the exhale. And that to me is a really hard thing to emulate in an actual, like a vape flavor, to copy that flavor texture so almost perfectly. Now, if you don't eat cookies and dunk them in milk a lot, you may not understand that. But if you dunk your cookies a lot, you will know what it is that I'm referring to. But it is definitely there. Yeah. I mean, it almost there almost seems to be a really slight cooling factor on the undertone of the milk aspect for the cold glass of milk, which is actually really cool too. But regardless, either way, I mean, it is a solid on point flavor. If you like the cookie and milk flavor, definitely give Little Dipper a try. I mean, if the rest of the line is as solid and on point as this flavor is, I can see why they are so popular. It is definitely worth the investment. Is definitely worth the taking a chance on if you've never tried something like this before. Definitely give them a try. That's the Little Dipper from the Milkman Eliquids. I did acquire this through the dripclub.com. Definitely check out Drip Club for any vaping needs that you might have. Definitely check out the flavors that they distribute out. You cannot not find a flavor on there that'll work for you. I can almost promise that. I don't want to say 100% because somebody will prove me wrong on that one. But definitely check them out. It's the dripclub.com. They are on Instagram and Facebook as well. It's the Little Dipper from the Milkman E-Liquids. They're on Instagram. I'll put that link on there as well. I'll also put the link for my Texas Stuff Cotton in the comment box as well. But thank you for taking the time to watch this video as well. As always, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable and more patterned for you, that's all I want to do. I just want to help vapors as best I can, as much as I can. So until next time, morning, noon, night, doesn't matter. Always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good night, guys.